But this is the focus for NDTV, not just today, but in the last 1 month since this has happened. And the most heart-wrenching thing is that nothing has changed. Desperate scenes still continue at the main government hospital, which is battling the dengue outbreak in western Uttar Pradesh. In these heart-wrenching visuals, a relative of an 11-year-old girl lies down in front of a senior government official's vehicle in Firozabad. The relative says there's been no treatment and no facilities at the government hospital where her 11-year-old sister is. She implores, please save my sister. However, the little girl has died. The hospital in charge says the girl was serious. They tried their best.
स्टेट में ट्रीटमेंट कराइए, आप जाएंगे नहीं? हटिए। क्या आप सही भी नहीं? तुम्हें यार।
Dragged out from under the divisional commissioner's car, 20-year-old Nikita is out of her mind with grief. Her 11-year-old sister died of dengue before her eyes at the Firozabad Medical College. She says the child died because of incorrect treatment.
उसके पेट में दर्द, वॉमिटिंग और हल्का सा फीवर था। यहाँ उसे पोटला चढ़ा के इंजेक्शन लगा के उसकी नसों में पानी भर दिया। आज उसका अल्ट्रासाउंड किया और अल्ट्रासाउंड करने के बाद जब उसकी हालत बिल्कुल स्ट्रेचर पर रखने की आ गई, तब उसे ऑक्सीजन लगाई जा रही है।
According to the Firozabad Medical College, Nikita's sister's dengue was complicated.
देखिए, अब किसी के यहाँ कोई डेथ हो जाए तो उस समय उसके लिए दुखद होता है। अब हर जने को इस दुख को सहने की, हर बंदे की क्षमता अलग अलग होती है, तो इसमें मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहूँगी। ये बीमारी थी ऐसी और उसके अंदर सीवियर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस थे। पूरी कोशिश करा बचाने का हमारी टीम ने, और बच्चे के साथ, उसकी बहन के साथ हुआ, इसके लिए हमें खेद है।
6-year-old Vaishnavi also died at the Firozabad Medical College on Wednesday. Now her grandmother is inconsolable. Every day children are dying of dengue in Firozabad, and the UP government's claims of proper health care sound unbelievable before such grief.
The advertisement of UP government is here at Delhi. You can see it's everywhere in Delhi apart from UP. But in the ground at Firozabad, every day several children are dying. Medical facilities are not improving. From last 1 month, more than 62 children have died only in Firozabad. With Jitendra Keshav in New Delhi, Saurabh Shukla for NDTV.
62 children dead in Firozabad in just a month. That's the official figure. Those are the children who died in hospital. Many more have died at home in their villages because they couldn't get hospital beds. That's just in Firozabad. But again, this fever is being reported across parts of western UP. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister was in Aligarh in western UP today. No, not to talk or to visit hospitals or to focus on what's happening with these children, but he inaugurated a university in Aligarh, which is dedicated to a Jat leader. This is a focus on the politics because it's an outreach to Jat farmers who have been on protest. In fact, the Prime Minister even praised the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister's development work. This as children are dying less than 100 kilometers away.
Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh.
Modi's Jat outreach in western Uttar Pradesh. Laying the foundation stone of a university in Aligarh in the name of freedom fighter and Jat icon Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh. The Prime Minister praised Chief Minister Adityanath, who face elections in a few months. However, neither mentioned the deaths of children in Firozabad, just a little over 100 kilometers from here.
यूपी की बदलती कार्यशैली का एक बहुत बड़ा प्रमाण है। सबको वैक्सीन, मुफ्त वैक्सीन अभियान।
The Prime Minister avoided the mention of Mahendra Pratap Singh's caste, but that hasn't stopped local BJP leaders from drawing the connection.
जाट वोट कभी बीजेपी से नहीं हटा। भारतीय जनता पार्टी में जब जाटों का ही मामला आ रहा है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी जातिवाद की राजनीति नहीं करती।
Just 9 days ago, this massive farmers' protest at Muzaffarnagar, also in western Uttar Pradesh, vowed to defeat the BJP in next year's UP Assembly elections. So could this be an act of Jat appeasement ahead of polls? Here are some reasons why it could make political sense for the BJP.
9,000 crore रुपए निवेश किए जा रहे हैं.
Jats are 17% of the population spread across western Uttar Pradesh. The Jat voting pattern decides who sweeps western Uttar Pradesh seats. In 2014, 2017 and 2019, the Jats backed the BJP. The farm law agitation is largely led by Jat farmers. The political fear is that Jats may vote against the BJP. There have been attempts to negate criticism by honoring a Jat icon. Yogi is key minister for sugarcane farming and prominent West Uttar Pradesh leader Suresh Rana says Jat pride and nationalistic incline will make BJP their natural ally.
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के एजेंडे में हमेशा किसान रहता है और किसान के हित में जो उन्होंने फैसले किए हैं वो किसान जानता है, किसान जागरूक है और यहाँ 15 से 20 लाख लोगों की उपस्थिति इस बात की गवाह है कि किस तरह से किसान आदरणीय मोदी जी, आदरणीय योगी जी के साथ मजबूती के साथ खड़ा हुआ है.
However, the Samajwadi Party chief questioned if the BJP's commitment to Jat causes was genuine.
इनको अब लोगों की याद तब आ रही है कि चूंकि वोट आ गया है, उसी जाट समुदाय के हजारों लाखों किसान आज सड़कों पर हैं. अपने किसान के और कृषि के हित हेतु उन पर भी बर्बर लाठियां चलाई गई. 100-200 से ज्यादा किसान शहीद हो गए, तो वो भी जाट समुदाय देख ही रहा होगा.
With less than 6 months left to polls, the BJP plans a series of moves to outmaneuver the opposition and also address discomfort. The strategy seems very clear this time. While on the surface there is always talk of development, fixing caste equations seems essential for political survival. The question is, will it work? In Aligarh with Sanket Upadhyay, Osama Shah for NDTV.
And that perhaps the tragedy of Uttar Pradesh politics, where the focus is on caste and communal issues. Who cares about children dying? So right now the big focus, the political discourse is over the Chief Minister's remarks saying that before 2017 only those who said Abba Jaan would get rations, a reference to the Muslim community. Today Rahul Gandhi tweeted saying, how can one who hates be a yogi? The Chief Minister responded by saying if it is hate to bulldoze the empire of criminals, then this hatred will continue unabated. Meanwhile, Akhilesh Yadav, who was Chief Minister at the time Yogi Adityanath referred to Abba Jaan, people who say Abba Jaan getting free rations, responded saying the BJP is trying to divert attention. Interestingly, BJP ally the Janata Dal United in Bihar also said these comments shouldn't be made.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार का जाना तय है और इसीलिए सरकार के मुखिया की भाषा बदल गई है. इनकी भाषा इसीलिए बदल गई है क्योंकि उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता बदलाव चाहती है, खुशहाली चाहती है. जिस तरीके से काम समाजवादी सरकार में हो रहे थे उन कामों को दोबारा चाहती है.
लेकिन कोई भी किसी भी राजनीतिक दल को संयमित भाषा में कहना चाहिए, कोई भी राजनीतिक पार्टी कि ये देश सबका है, यह देश हिंदू का भी है, मुसलमान का भी है, क्रिश्चियन का भी है, पंजाबियों का भी है, ये देश सबों का है.
Moving to the other big headline tonight, well, the Prime Minister is currently meeting with his entire Council of Ministers and the secretaries of the ministries. That's over 70 ministers meeting at the Rashtrapati Bhavan Auditorium. Let's go across to Arvind for more. Arvind, now an extremely detailed meeting with every minister of the Council of Ministers there, the Prime Minister. What's on the agenda? And it's now been on since 4 o'clock, so already over 4 hours.
Yeah, Sonia, the Union Council of Ministers meeting is currently underway at Rashtrapati Bhavan. The meeting that started somewhere around 4:15 p.m. chaired by Prime Minister Mahendra Modi is still on well over 4 hours. So regarding the surprise venue for the meeting, our sources say that keeping the logistics and also the space issues in mind, because well over 70 ministers and also secretaries from key ministries are attending this particular meeting. So in order to maintain social distancing, etc., that's why they have chosen the cultural hall of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So that's on the surprise venue. Coming to the agenda, what we are being told is that though they are calling it as a general meeting, what we are being told by our sources is that some some key ministries are making presentation regarding the projects and also the schemes that are being implemented by their departments. That includes the health and also agriculture and also water and sanitation, etc. So the COVID issue and also the farmers issue and also other people related issue, especially the drinking water and also Ujjwala scheme, etc. All these being presented to almost all the 70 ministers who are attending this particular meeting, and also key secretaries also attending this particular meeting. They are in fact making all this presentation. So what we are being told is that in tomorrow's cabinet meeting, some very important decisions will be cleared by the union cabinet.
Well, in a major interstate police operation, the police say they have uncovered a major terrorist plot planned in Pakistan and including the underworld.
दिल्ली पुलिस के स्पेशल सेल को टेरर के खिलाफ मुहिम में एक बड़ी सफलता मिली है। एक मल्टी स्टेट ऑपरेशन में हमने 6 लोगों को गिरफ्तार करा है। खास बात इसमें यह है कि इन 6 में 2 आदमी ऐसे भी हैं जो कि पाकिस्तान में जाकर अभी इसी साल ट्रेनिंग कर वापस आए हैं। बिल्कुल स्पष्ट तौर पे देखा जा रहा है कि 2 अलग अलग टीमें बनाई गई थी। एक टीम थी जो कि अंडरवर्ल्ड के हवाले की गई थी, जिसे कि वहाँ पे दाऊद इब्राहिम के भाई अनीस इब्राहिम कोऑर्डिनेट कर रहा था।
Meanwhile, moving to the other big headline from Mumbai, now the Mumbai Police Commissioner has announced that there will be Nirbhay squads of women police personnel who will be handling crimes against women in every police station in Mumbai.
A special squad consisting of women officials at every police station will now be set up in Mumbai. These Nirbhaya squads will undergo special training and will consist of a woman assistant inspector or sub-inspector, a woman constable, a male constable and a driver. After another case of molestation of a 7-year-old girl was reported in Mumbai, the police have arrested the accused who lives near the victim's home and booked him under the special law to prevent sexual offences against children and other charges as well. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray on Monday held a meeting with the Home Minister and the Director General of Police to discuss measures to prevent crimes against women. The Mumbai Police Commissioner has issued a circular ordering that any call related to women's safety that comes to the control room has to be processed immediately. There will be continuous police patrolling in deserted and dark places. The police are discussing more CCTV cameras in deserted and dark areas. Police patrols will be placed outside women's toilets and any suspects must be questioned immediately. The police will also draw up a list of accused in crimes related to women. Police vans will be deployed outside railway stations from 10 PM to 7 AM.
सरकार ने आज सभी पुलिस अफसर्स को और यूनिट कमांडर्स को एक सूचना दी है कि उन्होंने अपने अपने एरिया में इसका ढंग से बंदोबस्त करना चाहिए। कोई अगर ऐसी घटना होती है तो उसका तुरंत रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, इसके बारे में वो अरेस्ट होना चाहिए और अरेस्ट होने के बाद में उसका चार्जशीट कर जल्दी से जल्दी कोर्ट में जाकर इसका कन्विक्शन कैसा हो ये देखना चाहिए।
The administration has now announced several steps to improve women's safety in the city and across the state. But the government has delayed the selection of the chief for the State Commission for Women, a pending issue that has come to light after these crimes were reported. In Mumbai with camera person Praveen Ji Rohit and Sohit Mishra, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
From Tamil Nadu, sad news. A 17-year-old girl who had just given the NEET exam on Sunday has died by suicide. Police say the young student Kanimoi, who had got good marks in a class 12, was worried that she will not be able to pass the exam. This comes just as the Tamil Nadu Assembly passed a bill to scrap NEET for admission in Tamil Nadu government medical colleges. And also just a day after a 19-year-old male student had also died by suicide hours before he was to take the NEET exam for the 3rd time on Sunday. Kamal Hassan also tweeted that why this one nation, one examination and how it is taking away innocent lives of young children, teenagers in Tamil Nadu. A tragic, tragic death there, a needless death because of exam pressure. A quick look at other news. Well, the new Chief Minister rushed to flood-hit areas as extremely heavy rain lashed Rajkot and Jamnagar in Gujarat over the last 24 hours. Many people have been stranded in the floods. Some have been rescued and over 7,000 people shifted to safer places. But as you can see, just look at the rivers overflowing, including on a national highway in Jamnagar and 18 state highways, which have seen heavy water and floods in the Saurashtra region. Well, Apple has now fixed a major security loophole through which the Israeli spyware Pegasus could apparently access a phone because of a crucial security flaw, and it could actually access your phone just through iMessages. Apple said they now fixed that security loophole, but that comes after we don't know how many phones have actually been hacked. Meanwhile, the big story from Apple is, of course, the launch of their new phones expected in just a few hours from now. Rajiv Makhni tells you what to expect.
It's here, the big one, Apple's biggest event, the day when all of Apple's biggest devices stop being the figment of many people's imagination and become real. It's the September Apple event for 2021, dubbed this time as California Streaming. So here's what you can expect, and as importantly, what you should not be expecting, irrespective of all the rumors circulating. So do expect 4 new phones in the iPhone 13 series, smaller notches, larger camera sensors, portrait cinematic video, which will allow users to blur the background while recording video, 1 terabyte storage model for the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max this year. And on the display part, we can finally see a 120 Hz refresh rate. Bigger battery, new processor are of course also on the cards. But one of the headline features is supposed to be a satellite feature. It will reportedly allow users to transmit short emergency texts and send SOS distress signals. Now this is still a rumor, may not be available everywhere, and I don't think there's any chance of it coming to India right now. New design for the phones? No, that is not going to happen this year. The Apple Watch Series 7 is also expected. The new AirPod 3 are also expected. The new watch could feature a flat display. Think iPhone 12, 13 as a watch. Will be slightly larger in size and display and have a significant improvement in battery life, though now that would be a really big deal. The new AirPods 3 may come with an AirPod Pro-like design but no active noise cancellation. Better battery for sure. New iPad mini with 0 borders, that's expected, but I'm not too sure about that also. Now things not to expect. No new MacBooks, no new MacBook Air, no iMac, lower prices on the new iPhone, immediate availability right after the announcement. No, none of those will happen. We will bring you updates and our analysis all day tomorrow. See you then.
Thanks, Rajiv, our cell guru. Meanwhile, this big NDTV exclusive, A-listers Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon speak to NDTV's Rohit Khilnani on their new morning show.
This is going to go on our breakfast news show as well. For everyone in the studio and everywhere watching, can we safely say that after doing 2 seasons, you both have a fair share of understanding of how this morning news works?
I think fair share.
Yeah,
I'd say so. Yep.
Right. And you know, if you guys were morning show anchors for a morning news, what would be the most difficult part for you?
Waking up.
Waking up. Okay.
It's the easiest part for me to answer.
Well, me, probably reading the teleprompter really fast.
Yeah. I was going to ask, who out of the 2 of you, according to both of you, would make a better news reader?
I don't know. Jen has a great newscaster voice.
You do too. You do too.
I've been working on it, babe.
It's so good. But that's also apropos for your character because she hadn't been doing what I'd been doing for as long as I had. So it was perfect.